What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy, exercise physiologist Svet. Today, we're talking about going to the gym for the first time ever. This is for the beginners, guys and girls that are anxious, nervous about going to the gym. You know that gym's gonna help with health or fat loss, and it's important to do, right? But there's a barrier getting in the way, which is you going to the gym for the first time. It's daunting, it's scary. I've been there. I still put myself in that position with side quests that I do, like jiu-jitsu and boxing and other things that I'll play around with. I will still feel like a beginner, and I will still experience those scary thoughts and the nervous energy, the anxiety around trying something new. And going to the gym is no different. It's very much like that. A friend of mine, he calls it the dirty, dirty gym game for a reason. All right, tip number one, don't go too hard, too fast. It's the most common mistake I see. Guys and girls get into the gym and they're excited. They want to try new things. They want to lift heavy. They want to compete with their mates. It's a big problem. Going too heavy too soon will make it way less likely for you to stay consistent with the gym later that week, later that month, and for months to come. And in order for you to get proper results from the gym, you've got to play the long game. This isn't something that you can do for a few weeks and then expect that you're going to get magic transformation from it and never go back to it ever again. It's just simply not going to happen. Don't go too hard, too fast. Think of your first week at the gym as an intro week, comfortable intensities only. So what does that mean? If we have a scale of 0 is nothing, really easy effort, and 10 is maximal effort, in week 1, I want you to be at around a 5 or a 6 out of 10. This way, you won't get too sore. You'll be able to walk the next day. And also, subconsciously, it'll be easier for you to keep up your the gym commitments that you've made, what you decided you're going to do. Let's say you've decided you're going to go to the gym 3 days every week. It'll be so much easier for you to consistently show up 3 days every week if you don't go too hard too soon. Not to talk about the risk of injury. If you go too hard too soon, there's a risk that you might hurt yourself. Whereas if you pace yourself, start at a medium, gradually build up from there, you can acquire the skills, you can decrease the risk of injury, it's more enjoyable, and then you're more consistent at the gym, which ultimately leads to you getting much more bang for your buck, much better results. And then all of a sudden, you'll be telling your friends, hey, I'm a gym guy now, I'm a gym girl now, I'm successfully going to the gym, versus what your other friends are saying, which is, I'm just not a gym person. Whatever I do, I can't seem to get into the gym. Tip number 2, don't just go there to sit on a treadmill. That's terrible. I want you to start practicing strength training straight away. I don't want you to fall into the trap of, I'm just going to start with cardio for a few weeks before I start lifting weights. No, don't do that. If you want to go for a walk, if you want to enjoy cardio, do it outdoors. If you want to do a little bit at the gym, I'm not against that, but I can't have you doing cardio only and no strength training. What strength training should I do? Svet, where do I start? Literally, any amount of strength training is better than nothing. If you're nervous about strength, it's okay for you to start with machines, exercises where you'll be seated, supported, and you'll have a pin on the side where you can select weights. If you feel like you'd like to explore some free weight stuff, it's okay for you to start with things like squats or lunges and support yourself, hold on to something, so that way you make that exercise easier, right? Or with squats, for example, start with bodyweight squats. You don't need to be starting with a heavy barbell on your back. let's hypothetically say you start with machines and a little bit of free weight stuff. As the weeks go on, you're going to acquire skills. You're going to become more comfortable in the gym. Now you can start to play around with gradually incorporating some weight. So if you've been doing body weight squats for a week or two, now you can hold a dumbbell. As the weeks go on, that you make the dumbbell heavier. After maybe a few more weeks, you might be comfortable with trying a barbell, in which case you can try bar only and then gradually ramp up the weight on the barbell. Don't fall into a trap of just doing cardio only. Svet, why are you encouraging me so hard to go to the gym to lift weights? Because you're going to get so much bang for your buck in terms of the health benefits that you're going to achieve. It's better for fat loss. It's better for stripping the fat off and then keeping it off, not to mention the benefits for your bones, your tendons, your ligaments, your joints, and your longevity long term. Tip number 3, there's levels to strength training. I like to practice jiu-jitsu. We've got white belts, blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, and then black belts. Strength training is the same. There's white belt level of strength training. This is learning how to do some body weight stuff. This is exploring machines. This is picking up a dumbbell or a barbell and going, damn, this is a lot heavier than what I thought it was going to be. This is getting started with strength. And it's totally okay for you to go to gym, start gym, and play around with different strength training exercises. This might be, this white belt level might be you not being on a strict program and you just playing around with different strength training every time you go to the gym. Maybe you're not even recording notes of what exercises you're completing or what sets or what reps you're doing. After a little while, you will progress yourself to a higher belt. Let's say you're at blue or purple belt. This is where you can get yourself a good program so that you have a set plan of what exercises you do on what days. This might involve deciding how many days per week you're going to go to the gym. And maybe a sustainable amount for you is 2 days per week. So then you have a plan of, on this day, I'm doing these body parts. On this day, I'm doing completely different body parts. And then at the same time, I'm going to have targets that I need to hit every week. For example, it's much more beneficial for you to go to gym and try and beat your efforts from the week before. Now, that doesn't always mean going heavier. But my point is, there's levels to strength training. You don't go to a jiu-jitsu class thinking that you're a master black belt and you know everything there is to know about jiu-jitsu. Strength training is the same. It's totally okay for you to be a white belt strength training athlete, as long as you're aware that there is a learning process and that there is room for growth and there's more benefits to be made if you think about this process and if you think about progressing your strength training journey and not forever staying at this white belt level. My final thoughts on this tip are anything is better than nothing. That couldn't be more true when it comes to strength training. Just going to the gym and playing around with some weights is a lot better than sitting on the couch. But remember, there's levels to strength training. Tip number 4, the first month is going to suck. First week, it feels like you got hit by a truck. Your muscles are sore. I often hear my community telling me, Svet, I'm feeling muscle sore that I literally didn't know existed. And I always laugh and say, fantastic. That's parts of your body that you didn't have control over in the past and you didn't know existed, and now you do. The good news is the muscle soreness is not a performance indicator. It doesn't mean that you did a bad job in the gym just because you didn't have any muscle soreness. And the muscle soreness won't be there every session, every week. It's high. The muscle soreness is greater in week 1. Week 2, it's about 50 or 60% better. And then week 3, week 4, you'll barely have any muscle soreness. Other parts about the gym that might suck, like maybe the commute sucks a little bit. Maybe there's a bit of traffic on the way there. Maybe you have to learn where to park your car or how you're going to get there. Maybe sometimes in the gym there's peak times where there's lots of people and it's not your preferred time slot. At the end of the day, I want you to stick to it. Don't give up, and I promise you it'll get better and it'll be more than worth your while. Starting anything for the first time has an element of suck in the beginning, and then of course over time it gets a lot better. Tip number 5, everybody at the gym was a complete rookie, clueless at some point in time. And then from there, they built up their confidence, they built up their skills, they built up their physique, and now what you're seeing when you walk into the gym is you go, man, that guy or girl really knows their stuff. They're just dominating, the squat rack, or they just know what to do with the barbell. Man, these guys and girls look like professional athletes. They too were absolute rookies at a certain point in time. So it is, and real ones will know what that journey was like. So they might even go out of their way to make you feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, who cares? But just remember, everybody was clueless at some point. Don't let it discourage you, and don't let it cripple you from getting to the gym. Some other things that I wanted to say about this tip is that old saying of comparison is the thief of joy. That couldn't be more true in the gym setting. Don't let your day 1 be compared to somebody's day 1,000, right? And just because they're great at that one thing in the gym doesn't mean that they're better than you at some other things that you're fantastic at. Maybe they don't know how to play a guitar, or maybe they're clueless at swimming, but you're kick-ass at these things. If you've made it this far in the video, I know you're a real one, so I want to give you some information that I'm not sharing anywhere else online. I have an online coaching platform where I look after men and women from all over the world, all over Australia and other parts of the world. I want to give you an exclusive 1 month for free on my online coaching platform with me. I will be checking your lifting videos. I will be doing your programming, your sets and reps. If you want to hit me up, find me on Instagram, Svet Borojevic on Instagram. Message me and I'll make sure that you get a month free on my online coaching platform. As always, hit the like, drop a comment, let me know what you think. And check out this video here, or maybe it's here, I don't know. But get into it. YouTube thinks it's good, and you'll probably like it if you like this one. See you next time.